Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I am super excited to finally be sharing with you my violet syrup recipe. Now that we've entered spring, I've been crafting each day with everything nature has to offer. I've found the practice of crafting violet syrup to be such a lovely way to welcome the spring and begin once again to work directly with the energies of nature after the winter. As I've said many times before, violets are my absolute favorite spring forageable. And I have gone on about them in depth in my favorite spring herbs video, which you should go check out if you're interested in learning more about the magical and medicinal uses of violets. And there I hinted at this video and made note of violet syrup as well. And so I'm very excited to now be sharing it with you. It has such an incredible color, and honestly, it looks like something straight out of a fairy tale. Besides, it's such a beautiful and simple recipe to craft, and I'm sure many of you will already have most, if not all, of the ingredients on hand already. To craft this recipe, you'll need 3 to 3.5 cups of violets, 1 cup of water, 2 cups of sugar, plus a little bit of lemon juice. Now, I actually doubled this recipe and ended up with an outrageous amount of violet syrup. Honestly, you could probably halve the recipe or even quarter it and still come away with a decent amount of violet syrup. But if you want to be crazy like me and have enough violet syrup for a lifetime, double that recipe. But anyways, to begin, go out and harvest all your violets. This can be done over the course of a couple of days to a week. Personally, what I'll do is each morning go for a little walk and bring a jar with me and fill it up with as many violets as I find. Then when I come in, I put it in the refrigerator and wait till the next day. The flowers will keep in a sealed jar for a while in the refrigerator, and this way you don't have to go outside and hunt 4 hours on end if you don't have very many violets in your area. I would recommend though, once bringing them inside, to give them a quick rinse to get off any dirt or bugs. But once you have all your violets and they're rinsed and ready to go, it's time for the rest of the recipe. So first, begin by bringing that 1 cup of water to a boil. While you're waiting for the water to boil, I usually just put all of my violets into a big old bowl and set them aside. Once the water begins boiling, take it off the heat and let it sit for 5 minutes to cool down. If you pour it over the violets directly at this stage, it will burn out the color, and that's an important part of this recipe, maintaining that incredible purple tint. So once it's cooled for 5 minutes, pour it on over all of your beautiful little violets. Then cover with a towel and let it set for 24 hours. You can do this in less time. I typically would advise at least 3 to 6 hours if you don't have the full 24 hours to get this done, but 24 hours allows for better flavor infusion and just a far more vibrant color. But anyways, once it's the next day, strain the liquid and add it back into the pan. At this stage, the liquid looks pretty blue, but I promise you we'll be fixing that soon. Here, stir in the sugar at a very low heat until it's fully dissolved. Make sure it's a low heat. Once again, if it's too high, the color will burn out. Once the sugar is completely dissolved, move it into a jar and add a couple drops of lemon juice. and watch the magic that happens. It's pretty incredible. The more lemon juice you add, the more fuchsia it will become. If you choose to not add the lemon juice, that's no big deal. It will probably just stay blue. I've had it on occasion remain purple, so I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning for that was, but typically, for the most part, mine turns blue. But lemon juice is a quick fix. And then, there you go. That's pretty much it. It's really just a fun, simple syrup recipe, and it's a fun little craft to do in the spring. Personally, I like to use it over fruit or in crepes and just anywhere I would otherwise use a simple syrup. Now, as with any foraging recipe, make sure to take proper precautions. I have videos detailing this, I will link them down below, and I would recommend watching them prior to going out and harvesting any wild foods. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw here, and you haven't already, you should go check out my channel, where I share videos about green witchery and stuff of the sort. And if you find yourself wanting even more content, you should go check out my second channel, where I share the quiet details of my life here in my cabin in the woods. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.